Ciao, I'm Enzo.
I'm Celia.
This is our channel where we show you how life is in Lucca.
And in the Tuscan hills.
I love cooking traditional food.
And we love exploring our beautiful part of the world.
So please subscribe and welcome
to Piazza Talk Lucca. So we're in front of another iconic Tuscan bridge. It may not be quite as well known as the Ponte Vecchio. To us, it's our local bridge and we pass it most days. You will pass it if you go between the road between Lucca and Bagni di Lucca, or if you go on the train from Lucca up into Gafagnana. And this bridge, we've seen it in all weathers. We've seen it when the waters have been rushing in the winter, when there have been landslides, when it's been dry and the beautiful river stones have been exposed. So this bridge seems to defy everything and keep standing. And as you see, it almost defies gravity with the height of its central arch. So it may look like a fairly ordinary humpback medieval bridge, but because of the height of the central arch, it really does become a medieval engineering feat. Now, this part of Tuscany is very near the Via Francigena, and in fact one of the variations of the Via Francigena passes down from Gafagnana on the other side of the Ludovica. So this has always been a very important point. Originally, I believe there was a wooden bridge, and then Matilde di Canossa, who was a very important medieval ruler of this area, and she controlled large part of northern Italy and Tuscany. She commissioned this bridge. The engineer was having terrible problems because of flooding finishing it, and this is where the legends about this bridge start. So this bridge is really known as Ponte della Maddalena, but that name came much later and was given to the bridge because of a shrine on the other side of the river to the saint, and then an oratorio was built for her. However, the bridge that we see today was actually due to the reconstruction carried out by Castruccio Castracani, who was a leader and lord of Lucca in the early 1300s. Now, some people say it's called the Devil Bridge because simply because of the shape, it was a miracle anybody got over the top. However, there are lots of local legends on why it is called this. So the one that is most frequently told is that the engineer who was doing it was terribly behind, as I said, because of floodwaters, and he didn't know what to do. So he decided to make a pact with the devil. And the devil said he would help him finish the bridge as long as he got the first soul that crossed the river. So the engineer agreed. However, during that night, he thought better of it, and he went to the local priest and confessed what he'd done. And so they came up with a plan. Julie, the devil, finished the bridge, and a pig was put on the bridge and crossed the bridge. Now, the devil supposedly was so angry about this that he gave a huge kick to the bridge, which is why it is off-centre. Though one must add that it is even more off-centre perhaps because at the beginning of the 20th century, the final arch was added to allow the railway line to pass. And the railway line, you can get a wonderful view from the train when you go up to Gafagnana of the bridge. The other one is that the first soul to cross the bridge was actually a dog, And the dog was a shepherd dog, a Maremma shepherd dog. And Maremma shepherd dogs are very beautiful, large, white dogs. And that then the devil pushed this dog off the bridge and into the cold waters of the Serchio below. Now it has been said that this dog goes back to search for the spirit of the engineer who built the bridge. The third legend that I think is a little less perhaps true, because it seems to appear all over the place in the area. The final version of the legend is Lucida Mansi made her pact with the devil when she first noticed a wrinkle on her face, but she didn't realize it was the devil, and the devil pushed her off the bridge. And there's said that there's even a hole where the devil is on the other side of the waters. Who knows? But this is certainly a very atmospheric bridge, and particularly in the winter at night. Now, if we go on the bridge, we see that it is actually very narrow. And a more modern legend is that Puccini, who loved his fast cars and often passed this way because he had a house in Abetoni, he crossed the bridge in his car and it got stuck in the middle. Now there are great bollards either end, so you can't even try to drive a car across it. So let's walk on the bridge and just enjoy the amazing architecture of this place and the wonderful, wonderful river stones and rocks of this beautiful river. The river actually is very low at the moment because apart from the fact that it's summer, but they've been doing huge amounts of work on the hydroelectric scheme, and so they've actually slightly changed the flow of the river for the works. But locals who have been here for generations tell me that actually pre the hydroelectric scheme, this was more what the river was actually like, the width of the river. So from the top of the hump, you actually get a feeling of just how high it is. And you wouldn't have much chance if you fell off. But I don't actually think the river's very deep here. It's very strange because we pass here so often, but we very, very rarely come on the top. And one forgets sometimes when you live in a place, just the magic of it. And the story, you know, what it must have been like when these roads, because actually these two very important roads, the Brennero, which goes right into Germany, and the Ludovica, which, as I say, was part of a variation of the Via Francigena, how important they were in medieval times. And how rough they were. And in fact, we know the Brennero, it wasn't actually that long ago that it was made into a proper road. Probably in Puccini's time, it was still a pretty rough road. Come on, train. So when we first arrived in this area, there used to be this old train that trundled up this line, and now we have very snazzy trains called, I think are they called Jazz or something?
Jazz or Swing, I don't know which is
Jazz
which.
or Swing, one or the other. And they've got curvy sofas, which actually I haven't seen one with a curvy sofa for a while. Maybe they've taken the curvy sofas out because they didn't take enough people. I don't know. Anyway, it's a single track rail. But it is actually a very beautiful railway trip, and we'll take you on it one day. Grazie. So I'm now underneath the main bit, and you can see just how high it is. And underneath the extraordinary structure. Also, of course, this week there's been a big thing about the tourists who defaced a supporting wall of the Colosseum. And it is also illegal to take river stones. And actually shells, I think, from beaches as well in Italy. And they are very, very beautiful stones.
I never thought that I've been walking the dry riverbed after so many years. And I can see that the river is pretty deep there in the middle.
No,
I don't want to check. It is so beautiful here. It's a lovely day. It's in July, but it's not too hot. But it's very nice and pleasant. Just by the bridge on the Brennero side, there's a little group of shops, and among them is a bar run by Matteo, and it's lovely because it's really rustic and authentic. Grazie, Matteo. Bello.
Also, the agriturismo Giocondo, run by Katia, have a shop where you can also eat their produce, and I can guarantee that their produce is wonderful, and there's nothing touristy about it.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, leave a like and activate the notification bell. You just need a Google account and it's free. It helps our community enormously. Thank you very much.